Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Facebook Live interview. My name is Sue Ross, and I am Director of Admissions for Tulane University School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine in New Orleans. And today's guest is Miguel Lopez. Miguel, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Miguel Lopez. I am a first-year student here pursuing a Master of Public Health and Epidemiology. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, and my undergrad institution was Texas Christian University in my hometown. And I received my undergraduate degree in coordinated dietetics.
Okay, TCU.
Go Frogs.
Okay, well, Miguel, I invited you here today because you are a member of one of our student organizations, SALUD for Latin American Communities. Tell us a little bit about the organization.
So SALUD for Latin American Communities is a Latinx organization here at Tulane University School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine. And our mission is to provide educational, service, and professional development events surrounding Latin American communities, both domestically here in New Orleans and Louisiana, and globally in Latin America.
Okay, so when you say the term Latinx, that means non-gender, right? Non-gender Latino.
Yes.
Okay.
So in the Spanish language, we tend to put genders on nouns. So this is more of a neutral term.
Okay, fantastic. Well, how many current members do you have in your organization, and can anyone join?
Yeah, so it's hard to put a number on it, but I would say we typically attract about 30 to 35 people per event. So that would be kind of our member base. And yes, any student is able to join as long as they're interested in learning about Latin American health or interested in volunteering in Latin American communities here in New Orleans.
Excellent. Well, what types of events do you hold?
So we held a lot throughout this year. Our first one is always Dia de Familia, where it's kind of just our welcoming events. We tell students who we are, that we're here, and we pass around a list for anyone who's interested in joining. Recently, we held Am I Black Enough, which was a workshop series where we collaborated with TASA, which is the Tulane African Student Association, and the Society for Young Black Public Health Professionals. We also held an event called The Nuances of Bearing Multiple Identities, where we had Miss Jada Mercedes Cardona come talk about being LGBTQ, since she's the first trans woman to get hired by the state of Louisiana Public Health Department.
Okay, well, that sounds very interesting. So tell me a little bit more about Miss Jada Cardona coming to present. What's significant?
So Miss Jada was born as a young Latino here in Louisiana, and then she went through her sex change and now identifies as a trans woman. She came to talk about her journey growing up, especially like in a very predominantly Roman Catholic household, and how she's working to effect change in the state now as both a minority working in the public health department and a member of the LGBTQ community.
And did you say she was the first state employee, transgender state employee?
Yes, ma'am.
That's pretty significant.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Must have been a great presentation. You mentioned that you also collaborated with the Society for Young Black Public Health Professionals during Black History Month, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what type of events did you hold there?
So it was a 3-series workshop. Salud, we hosted one where we talked about the diaspora between Afro-Latins and all other members of the Latin community. So even though we all identify as Latinx, there's still a lot of colorism within our own communities. So we address the historical context of it, where we stand now, and how countries are working to overcome that. Like I believe in 2011, Mexico just offered a person on their census the ability to put down that they're Black and Mexican.
Oh, great.
This was a huge leap.
Definitely. Sounds like it. So also you collaborated with TASA, the Tulane African Society. So tell me more about your collaboration with them and work that you do.
So TASA, their event was talking about the cultural identity of Africans and African Americans here in the United States. So they had a student panel, either composed of African students or students who have African parents that immigrated here to the United States. And they just talked about the differences between being an African American and an African living in America.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about you. Tell me about your experience here as a student, a grad student.
So it's been amazing. I really have enjoyed my time here. There's a lot of opportunity to get involved in the school, which I really do appreciate. Currently, I'm the graduate assistant for the O, which the O is a department in the Uptown campus, and it consists of the Office of Multicultural Affairs, the Office of Gender and Sexual Diversity, and the Office of Religious Life. I'm also a research assistant at Tulane University School of Medicine.
What does your research focus on in the School of Medicine?
So I'm a Spanish-speaking diabetes educator, and our goal is to determine whether there's an improvement in blood glucose levels among Spanish-speaking patients if they have a Spanish-speaking counselor, compared to the typical care, which is a Spanish-speaking individual going into an office and then receiving a brochure in Spanish of how to lower your blood glucose levels.
Well, that's rewarding work, I think.
Yeah.
Was Tulane your first choice? And if so, how did you come to accept our offer of admission?
So Tulane was my first choice. I decided to accept my admission after I came to the open house in April. I met Therese Carter, which she works at the Department of Epidemiology, and she was really honest with me about the admission process and some of the other options that I had lined up in the table, and I really did appreciate that. She also introduced me to Dr. Lydia Bassano, and Dr. Bassano made time to talk to me without any prior notice, and she introduced me to the Bagalusa Heart Study, which is her main research initiative here at Tulane. And it was really kind of the research that I wanted to be involved in. And it also helped me determine that Tulane was the best choice for me, just because I saw a lot of professionals here that I thought would be able to mentor me and kind of help me advance my professional career.
Well, that's fantastic. I have to work with Therese Carter on a daily basis, and she's fabulous.
Yep.
And Dr. Bassano as well. Part of your curriculum is to complete a practicum. Have you scheduled that? Tell us about that.
Yes. So this summer, in about 2 weeks actually, I'll be traveling to Suzhou, China, where I'll be analyzing data from multiple cardiovascular disease studies.
And that is part of the MHERT scholarship, correct? So you awarded that scholarship, right?
Yes. So
Fantastic.
MHERT stands for Minority Health Disparities International Research Training. It is a grant from the National Institute of Health that was provided to Tulane University and Xavier University. And its main objective is to help minority students have the opportunity to do international research and expose us to something we otherwise probably would not have been able to have been exposed to.
Right. That sounds like an awesome opportunity. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So it's the end of the semester, and you've already held a lot of events. Do you have any events left for SALUD?
Yes. So we recently just held 3 in the past 3 days, actually, back to back. So the first one, we advertised the Here to Stay. So Here to Stay is a committee located in the Uptown campus, and they do a lot of work to support undocumented students and international students. Just recently, they raised a few $1,000s in order to help students under DACA to complete their application if they needed that monetary support. They also hired a lawyer for all international students to mostly help students who had questions either with their DACA application or for a lot of the travel bans that have been coming and going recently. Our second event was called Beers for Bergens, which was a fundraiser for Jacob's Color Link Initiative. Jacob's Color Link Initiative is an organization that works to tackle severe scoliosis in Haitian youth. And finally, yesterday, we held our study break, which we partnered with The Well. So The Well is an organization that helps promote health in the Uptown campus. They came downtown and they brought some massage chairs, a lot of snacks. We provided food. And it was a time just for everybody to hang out, get free food, and kind of just forget about finals for a few minutes.
Well, I'm amazed at all of the work that you do in your organization. It's very productive and very meaningful. So it's end of the semester. What's up for summer is China, and
Yes,
then what's up for the fall?
So in the fall, I'll be the incoming vice president of SALUD for Latin American communities.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll be the graduate assistant for the Department of Epidemiology here at Tulane, and I'll also be in the midst of applying for my PhD programs in epidemiology.
Well, before we go, I have to ask about your T-shirt. I love it. It looks Hispanic.
Yes.
Right?
So this is actually from
A graphic design artist. She was born in Nuevo Laredo, which is a country right below the Texas border. She moved here to New Orleans. She found her home, and she has a really small business. Y'all should go check her out. I'll tag her on the comments. She has some really awesome Latin America related graphics.
Well, thank you for joining us today, and I wish all the best to you and your summer trip abroad.
Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.